So this is my Deus 2 stereo setup here. It's not technically in stereo anymore. It is in mono, but I can still hear both channels running simultaneously. So what I have here is just a patch of hook and loop here, and I just hang this around my neck here, and this is a powered speaker connected to the stereo puck here. So this is just a patch of hook and loop here. I can put this in orientate this in any way. This powered speaker has some hook and loop glued to the back of it, so I just glue it on there, and I charge this up with both these up at the same time here. They have different cords to them, and I have this stereo 3mm cord going to the stereo puck here. This stereo puck has this jack in the back here. See if I can get this jack out up here. So this jack should just pop right out here. In theory, it should just pop right out. So this jack pops out here. Come on, just come out of there. So this jack is sold separately from the puck here. This puck goes in the headphones. So just to clarify this, right? I don't use headphones. So this is the stereo back phones here. These back phones have 3 terminals on them that connect to these 3 terminals on the stereo puck here. So this puck just snaps right on the headphones, the back phones here. I don't use these because they just hurt my ears. And also too, when I have my headphones on and I get a shallow target or I get EMI, it's really loud in my ears. And when you get EMI, it's full volume in your ears right from the source, the speakers. When I get EMI with this this powered speaker here, it's not nearly as loud in my ears. You know what I'm saying? So this stereo headphones have to be bought separately. So I don't use headphones. I mean, you can see here I have many pairs of headphones, right? I just don't use them. All these headphones here, all these headphones. I even have more headphones down there, you know, 3 or 4. I mean, look at all these headphones I don't use, right? This is all XP stuff too, right? These are my remotes. These are my Deus 1, my Aura X remotes. Case that I never use. And these back phones here, right? Back phones. I just don't use them, right? All these back phones, right? I just don't use them, right? There's another pair of back phones here. I don't know why I have so many back phones, but I probably have 20 pairs of headphones upstairs that I never use. But I'll just connect this back here. And this puck has 3 connectors on it. So I'll show you this. I have another puck here too. I have some other pucks here. So I have these pucks. See, these pucks only have 2 connectors on them. 2 terminals. They're not stereo. There's a WS audio, the WS 6, the WS 5 right there. See that? The WS4, yeah. I just don't use them. I even have some things here for the Deus 2. These things here for the Deus 2. I just don't use that stuff. But, so I'm going to explain this here for a second. This stereo software. This stereo software has 2 channels to them. I even have the bone conduction headphones too. So I'm going to just connect this to right there. And just like that. And this is plenty loud enough for me, right? I just turn this one on here, and I can turn the volume up and down on these two. This puck, this battery-powered speaker, and I can also turn the volume down, up and down on my remote as well. And so I'm gonna explain it to you like this. Let's say you're listening to an orchestra on a stereo, and you're hearing it through one speaker, a whole orchestra. You can hear each one of those instruments, right? You can hear the clarinet, you can hear the drums, you can hear the trumpets, you can hear the violins, you can hear the piano, and all at the same time, simultaneously, you can hear all those instruments all at once. And I can also hear these two separate channels at once coming from one speaker. So coming from two speakers is not super important. And it's actually overwhelming having it come from something this close to your ear, right? When you get EMI, it is really, really loud. And when you get over shallow targets, it's really, really loud. And I really don't want to have a lot of loud noises right there, right at my ears. That's how you get hearing damage. And I would much rather have it down here, right there. This is where this sits. This speaker sits. So I can adjust it, and I can see what's happening, and I can just lift it up here, and I can adjust it right there, because it's right there. I also have my remote on my collar at all times. It's usually right here, so I can have easy access to it. I don't have it on my shaft. I don't use the remote on my shaft because I'm metal detecting tonally. And I really don't want to have my headphones on when I'm detecting too, for many other reasons. I want to hear my other buddies' detectors. I want to hear my surroundings. I want to have situational awareness, when I'm in parks. And I want to be able to hear my camera that's on top of my head. And I just want to be aware of my surroundings most of all. I'm hunting in parks, so I just need to know what's happening around me. And I want to hear my other buddies' detectors. I want to hear their voices. I want them to hear my detector too, so we can compare targets and learn. I'm really not comparing detectors. I'm not seeing which detector is better or which detector is deeper. I'm trying to tune the detectors. I'm trying to learn how to operate the detectors, and learning how to tune it to the soil. And a good way to learn how to tune your detector to the soil is to do it with somebody else's detector right next to you that knows their detector and that has their detector already tuned to the soil. And so I first started with this big speaker, and I had that stereo puck connected to this big speaker here, but this big speaker was just too big. I downsized this right here, but it's not super necessary to have it all running through two ears in separate channels. I can hear both channels through this one speaker here, and when I control them, I can hear that difference in the configuration when I change this up. And there's really not much difference in the tones from a set of headphones and this one powered speaker here. There's not really much difference in tones, but there is a big difference in tones when I start recording it through this speaker right here on the camera. The speaker or the microphone on the camera really is not that great, so you're going to be able to tell that difference in tones in person, not on camera. And the whole thing with having the all metal in one ear and then the discrimination in the other ear, or all alternating current AC in one ear and DC in the other ear, is you get ear fatigue really fast. That was one of the problems that I had with the V3i and the older Whites machines, you know, like the DFX and the V3i, is I would get ear fatigue because it would be so loud in one ear and then loud in the other ear, and there was really no balance. So a lot of times I would have to just switch my headphones around, so I get the iron in one ear and then the discrimination in the other ear, so my head doesn't explode after a couple hours. And there was really no volume control on each one of those separate ears. Even though with this setup here, with the Deus 2 setup, you can change your volume level on each channel, but still having your discrimination in one ear and your iron in the other ear, wow, that's kind of overwhelming. And I really didn't like this stereo software at first. I've had a lot of resistance and a lot of negative comments on my channel, like, what's the point of this new software? I don't see any point. Well, I don't see any point either, to tell you the truth. You know? I'm trying to see if there is a point, see if I can get better performance out of it, but no, I don't. It's just another option. It'll just make it more versatile to people's ears and hunting styles and whatnot. But it really takes quite a bit of messing around to get used to these tones here. I understand. I can relate to all these negative comments and this resistance with the multi-channel processing, dual channel processing. Yeah, it was a challenge. It's still a challenge running the multiprocessor. It's just a lot of stuff to unwrap with this software here, and it's going to take a while to unwrap it. So, you know, you won't be able to learn it overnight, and you definitely won't be able to warm up to it just in a few videos, you know, that I've posted with it. So I just wanted to show you guys that you have to have this stereo puck to get that multiprocessor menu. You can't do it with the old pucks. You can't do it with just updating to version 4. You have to have the stereo puck. That puck right there, the stereo puck, or get the WS the other stereo headphones, the WS-A2XL-ST or the WS6-ST pucks. You can't use the old pucks for the new software. You have to get this puck here. If that explains a little bit, I've had a lot of questions, but I like the setup, to tell you the truth. I like the setup. It's just I've had a lot of resistance with the tones. You know, a lot of people are not liking the tones. And in fact, probably a majority of people who have commented and watched my videos are not really liking the tones very much with stereo. So I kind of had anticipated that. I knew this was going to happen. Right, the first day I used this software, I knew that would happen. I knew a lot of people would be hesitant to want to get these headphones or even to update the new software. The new software does have the low square tones, so and you don't have to use the stereo software. If you update and you get if you update to the new software, you get the low square tones, but you won't have the multiprocessor if you don't get the stereo headphones. And even with the stereo headphones, I don't have to run the multiprocessor. I can run it just like I was before through this powered speaker, which amplifies the tones, which makes it a lot better tones, I think, rather than just coming from this speaker here. All right. Hopefully that explains things. Thank you for watching.